sophisticated folk, good afternoon. To those of you that have never heard me speak, I have no problem saying exactly what needs to be said. I always desire to give a message that has three components. First of all, one that is powerful. I can't stand boring speakers. I'm not going to bore you because I wouldn't want to be bored myself. Secondly, a message that is practical. I won't talk over anybody's head. Lastly, one that is portable. I want you to feel good in here. I want you to feel better when you leave here. Go out, change our community for the better. I don't know enough to be deep, but I will be direct. I might not be as clever as you may like, but I guarantee you I'll be clear. I aspire to inspire before I expire. Before you ask, no, I'm not a preacher, but I might preach to you today. I get excited when I get to talk to graduates. When I get excited, I talk fast. So I need y'all to listen a little bit faster. We're not in church, but if I say something you agree with, you can't say amen. If I say something you already knew, say I understand. And if I say something wrong, just whisper somebody help them. Let's get on down to business. Your graduation. I am so excited. I can see when I walked into the lobby, I saw the excitement. I marveled at everyone's excitement, that they were glad to be here, family members and friends. And I remember putting myself right back where you were. And I thought to myself, I said, self, what can you say to these graduates to let them know, yes, this is an exciting moment, but the journey is now really about to begin. This is what I came up with. I put myself right back into the place where you're sitting. I remember when I graduated from high school and when I graduated from college and law school, and I think about all of the things that I felt. And I put myself right back in the place that you are right now. And I can vividly see each of you starting your tenure at Herzing University. And I'm reminded of a quote that says, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. I can see the relief in your eyes of finishing this time in your life. And I'm reminded of a song that says, victory is mine. Victory today is mine. I can see the happiness in the faces of all of these folks who came out to celebrate with you today. And I'm reminded of a cartoon entitled The Proud Family. I can see what this experience means to you and the value of getting your diploma. And I'm led to a MasterCard commercial whose theme is priceless. And when I think about all of the haters who probably told you this day would not arrive, I'm reminded of the Verizon Wireless commercial that says, can you hear me now? This is your graduation. It's a day that you waited, wanted, worked for. It's a day that you lived, long, loved for. It's a graduation day. I'm sure if I had to ask you to describe the way you feel right now, many of you would probably say, I'm happy, I'm relieved, and I'm excited. Maybe not. Well, how about you might say, I'm geek, I'm crunk, I'm wilding out, and I'm on another level right now. As you enjoy those emotions, because you deserve to feel that, I want you to remember back to the feeling that you had when you were about to start your journey at Herzing. I'm sure that the emotions that I just described did not headline your list of emotions. Instead of saying, I'm geeked, I'm crunk, I'm wilding out, I'm on another level, you probably use words like I'm worried, I'm anxious, and I'm nervous. I see some heads nodding. If you didn't, you probably said, I got the butterflies, my stomach got the bubblies, and I feel like I'm about to black out right now. Look, as you enjoy that geek, crunk, wilding out on another level, I want you to remember back to the butterflies, bubblies, about the blackout feeling that you had when you first started. Why? For two reasons. It's to remind you that there's never success without process. All right? Your success today is so rewarding because you actually worked hard during the process. But the second reason I want you to remember that feeling is because the only reason you get to enjoy it is because you actually made it here. I dare to say you wouldn't feel the same if you almost made it here. Why? Because almost getting somewhere is not quite the same as actually getting there. What do you mean, Cedric Sparks? Because some of you are looking at me like I'm crazy, like I'm ugly, maybe a little bit of both. Let me break it down for you like a fraction. See, what do I mean when I say almost? It's defined by my good friend, Merriam-Webster. It's very nearly, but not entirely or exactly. Almost. It's synonymous with nearly, practically, virtually. It's the first cousin to largely, the aunt to mainly, and the nephew to mostly. It's the opposite of not really. Comes from the Middle English word almost. It's in the dictionary between almighty and aloha. Now, almost to most of us is just not enough. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where almost is good enough. Like when, Brother Sparks, for example, if you're driving down the street, you're driving down I-65, and you almost hit another car, you're just fine with that, right? Because almost is good enough. If you lose your mind for a split second and almost talk back to your mother, you're thanking the Lord because almost is good enough. All right? If you almost fail, if you almost get robbed, if you almost get jacked, get jumped, get jumped, if you almost get demoted, dismissed, disrespected, or dumped, you are perfectly okay. Because almost is good enough. But then graduates, there's those times where almost is just not enough. When coming close is not as fulfilling as actually getting there. For example, when you almost get the job, no matter how far you go in the interview process, right? Almost is just not good enough. If you almost make it to the gas station, pushing the car doesn't sound good to any of us, does it? If you almost make it to the bathroom, almost sure enough isn't good enough. If you almost have enough money, if you almost hit the game-winning shot, if you almost get that guy or that girl, if you almost hit the jackpot, no matter how close you get, almost is just not good enough. Well, guess what? The same thing is true for the plan on each and every one of your life. Almost is just not enough. As you enjoy the geek crunk wilding out on another level that this graduation brings, don't forget about the butterflies, bubblies, about the blackout feeling, because this is not just your graduation, it's also your commencement, which means the end of one thing, but the beginning of another. Y'all not done yet? I know you might have thought you were, but you're not done yet. There's a responsibility that you still have. There's a world to change for the better. There's money to be made, more degrees to be gotten, people to serve, hope to instill, and leadership to be provided by you. So when I received the invitation, I thought, how do I stress almost in the grand scheme of things in your life? To re-emphasize, there's a bigger plan that waits on each and every one of you. It's the plan that's set forth by Dr. Herzing. It's the plan that the faculty and staff have tried to impart on you. This is what I came up with. In our culture and our society, we place a numerical value on the accomplishments of our goals, or at least the attempts to complete them. For instance, if you're running a mile, I say you got a quarter of the way there, you say you ran, what, 25% of the mile. If you go and you have a roommate, y'all got 6 bills, you pay 3, we say you paid 50% of the bills. If you're feeling sick, you get 3/4 of the way better, we say you feel 75% better. But when we want to show that you've universally gone all the way, we use one number. That one number is what? 100. 100. It's our societal gauge for completion. So what did I come here to tell you? As we celebrate you all today, because that's what we're here to do, I need you to know that this graduation is not your 100. There's still more work to be done. There are some teachers, doctors, politicians, lawyers, musicians, architects, and engineers that's going to come out of your class. There are some Lifetime Achievement Awards, some 50th wedding anniversaries, some 100-year birthdays that's going to come out of your class. There's a visionary mind that's going to help us continue to rebuild Pratt City and Pleasant Grove and Coleman and Fultondale going to come out of your class. After you leave this graduation, you got to leave here running knowing that almost is not good enough, no matter how close you got. You got to leave here running today with skates on. Y'all know why? Say why? Because 99 and a half, it just won't do. It's just not enough. That's what I came to tell you all. 99 and a half won't do. No matter how close you get, I need you to run all the way through. There are 3 points that I'm going to make, and then I'm going to have a seat. The first reason 99 and a half won't do is because our community needs you. There's an old saying, if you're not a part of the solution, you are a part of the... Y'all have heard it. There are ills in our community that need curing, holes in our community that need filling, and people in our community that need helping. And I need you all to believe that you're the difference of those ills being cured, holes being filled, and people being helped. And if they're not fixed, assume they're not fixed because you didn't fix them. If y'all think the government is broken, please run for office, help fix it. If you think the neighborhoods are unsafe, please help protect it. If you want to see more businesses, please start one. If you think your high school did not do a good enough job teaching you, please go get you about 3-4 degrees, go back to your high school, teach some other children so they don't have the same complaint you have. Don't just be guilty of complaining. We'll need that. We'll need that. Our community needs you. The operative word is our. It's not enough for you to go get all you can all you get, then go sit on your can. It's not enough for you to go get your AA, your AS, your BA, your BS, your JD, your MD, your PhD, or any other degree, then sit there all educated by your fancy dancy self. It's not enough for you to drive around with a Q-Type, X-Type, BMW, for you to ride around in a Range Rover, a Land Rover, or a nice Maybach like Jehovah, then drive around all by your fancy dancy self. It's not enough for you to get a house around there, property over there, timeshares with upstairs and loft downstairs, and for you to live there all by your fancy dancy self. Right. Our community needs you. I need you all to keep on running and leave here with skates on, because we got a community to build up. So you got to set the pace until you get to your 100. Y'all know why? Say why? Because 99 and a half won't do. That's my first point. My second point, first of all, our community needs you. Second of all, our kids see you. There's a lot of babies out here. They need to understand that graduation does not mean that's when I stop. They need to know that graduation is another launch pad for you to keep going. You know why? Because young folks will follow the example of grown folks. I always say it like this in a poem. It goes like this. It says, 'Twas a sheep, not a lamb, that strayed away. In a parable that was once told. It was a grown-up sheep that had gone astray from the 99 in the fold. It was out on the hillside, out in the cold. 'Twas the sheep that the good shepherd saw. Back to the flock, say to the fold, 'twas the sheep that the good shepherd brought. So why for the sheep do we earnestly long and ask earnestly, hope and pray? There's danger if they go wrong, they'll lead the lambs astray. See, the lambs will follow the sheep, you know, wherever the sheep may stray. And when the sheep go wrong, it won't be long till the lambs are as wrong as they. And so with the sheep, we earnestly plead for the sake of the lambs today, that if the sheep are lost, what a terrible cost the lambs will have to pay. See, our children are watching what you do, when you do it, where you do it, and how you do it. And I want them to know they can find a role model in their mama, not Madonna, and their daddy, not P. Diddy, Dirty Money, whatever his name is these days, and their sister, not Sierra, and their brother, not A. Baby. I need them to know they can make it whether they live in Gardendale or Gaston, Birmingham or Vespa, Hoover or Hewitttown, downtown or the Chi-Town, whether they choose to be the mayor or the mailman, the commissioner or the custodian, the pupil or the president, they can make it, whether they're black, white, brown, or a cross of all three. For the young men in the house, I need our boys to see more children fathers instead of baby daddies. And for the ladies, our girls need to know Victoria's Secret is a secret if everybody knows your secret. They can learn. See, we know, we can process whatever. I always say our young folks, if they learn by our example, they can learn whatever they need to know. This is my plug for young folks. Why? Because if we can learn all the codes on a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, Xbox, Xbox 360, GameCube, Game Boy, Dreamcast, N64, a Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo DSL, if we can learn how to burn CDs, program MP3s, set up TVs, and bootleg DVDs, if we can learn how to cake Wayne with it, lean with it, rock with it, toe, Harlem Shake, A-Town stuff, Cupid Shuffle, Prank the Soldier Boy, Soldier Girl, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Urkel, do bird walk, do the same leg, wallow baby, wallow baby, wallow baby, wallow. If we can learn how to prank that name, then we can learn all the words of ooh, nah, nah, and loyals, and jerking love, and candy rain, and my hill, and dark horses. I know. But you know, Quan, if we can learn all that, we smart. We can learn whatever it is we need to learn. There's no room for excuses. No room. So, let our young folks watch you, and they see you using your gift. Whatever your gift is, use your gift. If you can't sing, hum. If you can't dance, two-step. If you can't run, walk. If you can't jump, squat. If you're not the smartest, study longer. If you don't speak well, learn how to write. And if you can't do nothing I just said, you can walk into a room and behave, be quiet, behold, and believe the blessing you have is enough to boost you above and beyond. You can't do that. Our community needs you, and our kids see you. I need you to leave this graduation running with skates on. Y'all want to know why? Say why. Because 99. Y'all feel me? My last point, our community needs you. Second point is our kids see you. The third and final reason I need you to make sure you know 99 and a half won't do is because you were created to. You were created with a purpose. You were created with a plan. You were created with sound reason. My favorite quote by Martin Luther King Jr. says, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, or as Beethoven composed music, or as Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of the heavens and earth will pause and say, there lived a great street sweeper who did his job well. Do your job. You've been physically designed for greatness. How do I know? I'm sure you learned this. You got approximately 300 bones in your body, 600 muscles, 970 miles of blood vessels, 32 feet of intestine, 32 teeth in your mouth, 27 bones in each of your hands. You got 5 senses, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot. You got 4 limbs. You got 3 stripes, 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 eyes that are like cameras. When they flash, they take a picture and send it to your brain for development. 1 nose, 1 mouth, 1 brain, 1 heart that beats you 60 to 80 times on an average of 72 times a minute. You were not given all of that to sit back. You were given that to give back. You were not given all of that to repel. You were given all of that to compel. You were not given all of that to discourage. You were given all of that to encourage. You were created with a purpose. You were created with a plan. Not fulfilling that plan is, we're not going to tolerate that from you. We need you to leave here running today with skates on till you get to your 100. Do you want to know why? Say why. Why? Because 99 and a half won't do. Our community needs you. Our kids see you. And lastly, you were created to. I can give you folks all day who knew 99 and a half won't do as I prepare to take my seat. But they didn't quit. I I give you actors like DL and Danny DeVito and Dustin and Drew, Debbie, Diana, Dave Chappelle. I know when I listen to the music of Missy and McCartney and Stevie and Bon Jovi, should I say more? Okay, I will. Drake and Weezy and Miley and Smokey. I know when I eat Papa John's and his pizza, Colonel's chicken, Scotty's Mayfield and Ray Kroc and his 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles and onions on a sesame seed bun. I know. Build open gates. FUBU is for us by us. We're all making Sean John's pockets puffy. I know Oprah didn't win for free. Joyce helps my heirs and we watch Condoleezza's rise. I know some cartoons. Even Blues got the clue. Snoopy is worth more than peanuts. Even L got more. And while the rest of us don't, Scooby-Doo, our community needs you. Our kids see you and our creator conceives you. As I prepare to close, I need you all to make sure you leave here running today with skates on. Now, when do you start doing it? Well, my submission to you is that you start doing it right now. Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays, while he was on the campus of Morehouse College, was always heard saying, "I've only just a minute, only 60 seconds in, forced upon me, I can't refuse it. I didn't seek it and I didn't choose it. Yet it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give an account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, yet eternity is in it." So graduates, yesterday's in the tomb. Tomorrow's in the womb. Yesterday's a canceled check. Tomorrow's a promissory note. Today is a gift. Graduation. That's why today is called the present.